Reeders have been producing cricket balls since 1808 and they now make over 500,000 balls per year. The cowhide reeders use comes from Switzerland and Scotland, as there is very little barbed wire to scar the skin of the cattle. The hide is then cut into 110mm strips. When the leather arrives at the factory, it's already been tanned with aluminium silicate. Rolled up hide are soaked in red allium dye for up to a week. The excess salt is then washed out by hand. Dyed strips are then hung out to dry. At this point, the leather needs to be split down to 3.4mm thick. It's then stretched both lengthways and sideways. This helps the leather become soft and pliable. The quarters are then cut from the strips of leather. Each pair of quarters are marked in red dye on the side using a notch stick. These are used as a guide by the closer when holing, ready for stitching. A compass marks 3/4 of an inch in from the edge. The hole is made using an awl and is a skill that takes years to master. The quarters are then sewn together using a 6-stranded waxed hemp thread. The 2 quarters are then sewn together inside out. After about 10 minutes, is ready to be hammered into shape. And then passed on to the turner. Here, the turner glues in a false quarter to the inside. This allows for the thickness of the thread. The covers are then pressed out in a hydraulic press under 13 tons of pressure before going into a lighter press to be accurately trimmed. At this stage the balls are still a light pink colour. They are now dipped in a hot but fat substitute dye to speed up the colouring and act as a water repellent. The balls must be carefully weighed to ensure they meet all regulations. ball is placed in a hydraulic vise and the process of seaming now begins. The sleeve is stitched finger tight using a thumb knot and takes around 10 minutes to complete. The final process is stitching. Four lines are scratched around the ball using a Jubilee clip before the right amount of holes are pricked around the outside. "80 holes on the best quality balls and around 60 on the cheaper hand-stitch balls. The thread goes under the centre stitching using a herringbone stitch. This can take up to an hour to complete one ball. Gold leaf is used to stamp the branding onto the ball. Before 3 coats of polish are applied to finish the cricket ball.